Well, I want to give a little metaphor, and it actually might not be the best metaphor, but a little metaphor of thinking about, like, I don't know, do you ride bikes at all? Are
I
you a
do.
cyclist
Yes.
at all? Okay. So if you can think about, and I don't know if you remember, like I started riding a bike more as an adult than I did as a kid. And so the first time I was getting on, I was really like not even paying that much attention to the bike, but I was paying attention to what was happening around me and I was just kind of riding the bike. And the more time I've spent on my bike, the more I notice when there's a sound or when something feels off or when a tire
Mm-hmm.
is flat. The more I pay attention, the more I can see what's actually happening here. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that that's true with self awareness and inserting space between the self. So, procrastination, I think, is a great example too, because it's the more that I sit with, like, every part of me doesn't want to do this thing, the more I actually sit there and notice, like, what's happening in my body when I think of doing that thing, right? What does this remind me of? Like, what feelings come up? The more that we can actually like sit and notice what's happening, the more space that we create.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that like to just do that out the gate is really hard. But the more time you spend doing it, the more you realize that like the behavior of procrastination is here for a reason. Like there's all these other different things happening within me and there's some sort of fear. There's something else that's happening that's stopping me from wanting to do that thing. It's
Mm-hmm.
not that I am a procrastinator. It's like that's my strategy for avoiding the discomfort that comes from doing this thing. And what does that thing mean to me on some level, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I fail, there's a there's a whole chain of events happening beneath, I think, that procrastination.
I had Britt Frank on. We were talking about we were actually talking about, she brought up procrastination and she's like, there's only so much time that you're going to want to just sit on the couch, but the problem is like if you're burnt out or and you don't want to do this thing and you just sit there and you beat yourself up, you're like, I need to do this, I need to do this, instead of just like naming it and being like, hey, I probably could be doing something else, but I don't want to right now, and that's okay. And that kind of frees you up to acknowledge what you're actually feeling and sit there
Yeah.
and do nothing for a little bit and be okay with it.
Well, you name a really important part too, is that like, because you even named that like, oh, procrastination is here. I'm instantly judging myself. Like I'm instantly ashamed of myself. And that space also comes between like, what if we didn't respond to this behavior with immediate judgment and shame?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like that also creates space for something else to happen. And I think to your point, like, or I guess what can often happen in healthy relationships with other people when people can insert space and ask those questions, um, we can respond differently. But yeah, I think that like we talk a lot about it in my workshops, how we also instantly always want to get back to good. We instantly want to be happy again. We instantly want to be productive again. And I think we have been socialized to be like, distract yourself. Don't feel bad. Like, put on a happy face. Keep your chin up. We have so much of that messaging that we feel bad when we're in the uncomfortable space, the procrastinating space, the anxious space, the depressed space. But what you actually need is to give that feeling some space and to be able
Mm-hmm.
to process it. And that is how you will more quickly get into whatever the next step is.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Like personally, I've talked about this before. It's the idea of like waking up in a productivity debt. Like I feel like when I get out of bed, I'm already behind my day, and unless I execute everything that needs to be done,
Yeah.
if I do execute everything that needs to be done perfectly, then it's not good. It's like, okay, I did what I needed to do. And so
Yeah.
like,
What an
it's a,
extra weight to already have on your shoulders.
right. Yeah. So I feel like a lot of people who have this like hard charging, like mentality where they want to be high achievers, but they have a sense of insecurity on what they do achieve. Even if they achieve something monumental, they always feel like they're behind. They always feel like they need to achieve more. And I think that kind of puts them into that productivity debt. And so that's something that I've been naming. Like I wake up every morning and I'm just like, hey, yeah, I have this anxious feeling. I have a lot of stuff I need to get done. Just do what I got to do, kind of make space for that, and be a little bit more accepting of the fact that I'm not a machine that can just go from the next thing to the next thing to the next thing.
Yeah. I have heard this this phrase, which may not be true across the board, but I like it and I've used it in my life that I think is helpful. Is that often when we're operating from like I need to and I should, we are operating from kind of a hypo aroused, like kind of a fight or
Mm-hmm.
flight state. The like,
Mm-hmm.
I need to, I should, right? Or if we're operating from the like, I can't, then that's more of the hypo aroused, the kind of like, ugh, you know, um, kind of like a dorsal shutdown state. And what we want to work toward is like, what do I want to do?
Mhm.
What am I choosing to do right now? What am I choosing to do with my time? And that kind of, I don't know about you. In my body, I can feel the difference between I should and I need to. And like, this is what I'm choosing to do with my life today.
Mhm.
There's just like a different energy to it.